Hello, 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 everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Easter. It's Sunday here in New Zealand. So happy Easter to all of you guys that are watching with me today. So welcome to another episode of Conversations with Red, and we are on our 10th episode. Can you believe that? 10 already. So that's a milestone already for me, I guess, starting this Conversations with Red in March. So good morning and good evening as well to whoever is watching us from different parts of the world, and as well as to whoever is going to watch the replay. So again, my name is Red, and I'm the face behind Talorian Digital, and I'm a proud digital business owner. And just a quick background about me, I'm a mom of three, and I live in Auckland, New Zealand, but I came originally from the Philippines. But yeah, and that was 20 years ago. I was a government employee until I got redundant end of last year. And I realized more so then that it's really important for us to have a hustle, a plan B, extra stream of income, because we just never know when we're gonna, be put in a situation where we lose our job. And who knew, right? Like what happened last year. And I never thought I would be redundant since, I'm in a government organization, but, things happened. But I feel fortunate that I was presented with this opportunity to start my own digital business, and here I am now. So again, I've started this conversations with Red in March, both on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel, so that I can share with you what this business can do for ordinary people like us, and what it has done as well to all the other business owners out there like me. So I have been inviting guests to share their stories, and obviously today is not an exception. I'm going all the way to the US again. So Sunday here in New Zealand, it will be Saturday nights on her end. And my special guest today is from El Paso, Texas, USA. And yeah, she's a mom as well, and a sales coordinator at a hotel. And yeah, without further ado, let's hear her story. So I'll add her in. Hi, hello, Sol. How are you?
Hi, Red. I'm good. And yourself?
Not too bad. So good evening on your end. Happy Easter already on our end. And it's just Saturday on your
Yes.
side, right?
Happy Easter. Yes, it's 7 o'clock here Saturday, so we're almost at Easter. But happy Easter
Yes.
to you. Yes.
Yes. Thank you. And how are you doing? How's your day been?
Good. It's been busy. We are always last minute shoppers. So we were out
Oh,
shopping for my son's Easter baskets, but everything is almost gone. So we put together
oh,
good. So it was exciting. The boys are with their grandparents right now. So they have no idea the surprise that we'll be giving them tomorrow.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okie dokie. All right. So maybe we'll kick this off, and we want to get more about you. So the first question is, who is Saul? What's your story before you became a digital business owner?
Yes, so I'm Sol Carranza. I've been married to my husband. It's going to be almost 9 years that I've been married. We actually met in California, and then we came to Texas. I'm born and raised here in Texas. So when we had our
Mm,
first son, we wanted to be with family, so that he could grow up with his grandparents and cousins and everybody. So we moved to back home to El Paso, and I actually live, for those of you that don't know, it's Mexico and US, they are together. We're right on the border of Mexico
right.
and the US. Yeah, so we frequently visit Mexico back and forth for everything, even for like dentist visits or anything. It's so easy for us to jump back and forth.
Mm,
So it's an awesome city to live, very peaceful, very family oriented. And yeah, I've been here my whole life. I work at a hotel right now. I've been working there for almost 7 years. And I'm a sales coordinator. And a digital business owner. Now I've been a business owner for almost 7 months, and it's been nothing but great. It's been amazing. So that's who I am.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting journey. But talking about that, because you're in a border of Mexico and the US, so most of your influence or the food, even here I am talking about food again. So your food is it more Mexican
Yes.
than American?
Yes, definitely. So we have amazing Mexican food. My parents are both Mexican, so we grew up with everything Mexican. And El Paso has, all the restaurants. They're very Mexican, very traditional Mexican. You'll go to other
Mm.
parts of Texas, and it's more of like a combination of Texas and Mexico. But El Paso is known for delicious Mexican food, so we really enjoy.
Oh,
Uh-huh. So
awesome.
you'll have
Because
to
obviously,
try it sometime.
I know. Because I think there's some similarities with Filipino food and Mexican food and
Yeah,
Spanish food. Like there's a bit of a fusion there.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that would be good to taste the, like authentic
Mhm.
Mexican,
Yeah,
food. So
really flavors, spicy flavors. So if you like,
oh yeah, I
yes.
love spicy. I have a high tolerance on spicy food. I love it.
Perfect.
Yeah. So for the next one, so how did you come across this business and why this compared to any other businesses out there?
Okay, yes. So, as we all know, the pandemic hit last year, and the hospitality industry was one of the industries that took the biggest hits. All of
Mm,
restaurants, hotels. So, in my hotel, they furloughed a lot of the employees, and I was one of the ones that was furloughed. My position was actually put on hold, for now,
mm,
since I'm in charge of bringing in all the sales, all the groups and catering and events, and we couldn't do that during the pandemic. There wasn't any events going on. There wasn't any
mm,
teams that were traveling or anything. So they did furlough me for a few months, and during that time, I was here at home looking for work from home jobs or online opportunities. And all I kept coming across was customer service jobs, where I
mm,
have to be on the phone all day, and I can't, since my boys, the schools closed, so they had to do remote learning from home. So I had to
mm,
be helping them. They're little. The oldest one is in first grade, and the middle one is in kinder. So
mm.
I couldn't just leave them on the computer and be like, okay, you take care of that. I had to be there
Yeah.
helping. So it was a whole learning experience for them, and I really needed to be available for them, so I couldn't be on the phone. So I came across this ad, and it had everything that I was looking for. No phone calls, work your own hours, work from home. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the answer to my prayers. This is what I've been looking for. So I watched the webinar. I watched the 90-minute webinar. And after that, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is amazing. I can make this work. I talked to my husband. We discussed what it was about. We did our research. We
Mm,
wanted to make sure that it wasn't a scam. Nowadays you find so many scams online. So we really wanted to make sure that it was legit. And no, I asked my questions. I had a lot of questions for my coach, and she was nothing but amazing. So, fast forward 7 months later, here we are. So it's been a great journey so far.
yeah. And for all of you there that are new watching this, this conversations with Red episodes with me, yes, all my guests, all the business owners here started by watching the 90-minute free webinar because it actually explains, what the business has,
Mhm.
what it can do, and as well as there are people there in the panel that shares their experiences and the reasons why they joined, and why this compared to any other businesses as well. And you're right, when you said that uh, nowadays, this really ticks all the boxes. You don't need a location to do the business, as you can do it at home. As
Mhm.
long as you have the internet and your phone, or you can use either or, it
Mhm.
depends, but most of the people now who doesn't have a laptop, right, or a smartphone.
Yeah.
So as long
Mhm.
as you have those, you're good to go. You do not have any inventories like any other businesses.
Uh-huh.
You don't do quotas like, or a monthly subscription as such,
Yeah.
like the others, because those are the ones like, oh my gosh, like for me, number one is the no selling, because I couldn't sell.
Yeah. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. Like, sometimes it's the other way around though. Like I get hypnotized. Like when someone is trying to sell me something, then yes,
Mhm.
I would, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. But if I have to do that to others, I couldn't do it. So
Yes,
it's
it's
really
hard.
yeah, so it's kind of like, like I don't know, like some people can sell easily, but I
Mhm.
couldn't, and that's why it's number one. And obviously, I have to actually study and understand how could this business do it without the selling part of it, you know
Exactly. Uh-huh. Yes, and
and
it's awesome.
yeah,
Just how the since everything, all the systems are controlled already by the back end, we're so like it's so easy to run the business, right? Because everything's already there, all the tools are there. So we just have to put
correct.
our part and learn exactly how the systems work and everything, and we just let it run. We just let the system do its thing. So it's amazing. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I think that's really the number one, right? And most people talk about it because there's nothing really out there. If there is, then you have to pay a huge amount of money to
Yeah.
learn what we're learning,
Mm-hmm.
in the training. Because, well, in any businesses, it would be a lie to say that you should you're not to advertise.
Correct.
Any business, regardless of what business it is, like salon, a bakery, trinkets and stuff or whatever, or even services.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have a business without putting your name out there, or so it's a lie if it's, if you say, oh, you just sit down and wait and then it will just grow.
Correct.
Right. But
Uh-huh.
what we know is that this is not a get rich quick, but at the same time, the way the system works and the training that they give us
Mm-hmm.
is actually next to nothing compared to the all the other courses that they offer out there, which is quite
Yeah.
expensive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
and
No,
it's
it's
easy.
yes, it's easy to follow the training itself. It's video based, step by step, so you do it at your own pace. I mean, for me, it did take me a couple of weeks to complete the training, but after that, my business was up and running in a couple of weeks. So it's really, you go at your own pace. Even somebody that doesn't have technical background or business
Mm,
experience, anybody can do it. We have people from all walks of life doing it. So it's really, really something that's available for everybody to do.
yeah, and
Mhm.
and you're right. Like anyone can do it because
Mhm.
we've seen proofs of people that have started this business in their golden years that
Mhm.
doesn't even know technology, and they're actually thriving in this business, which is amazing.
Yes, it's awesome.
Yeah, so those are the, the amazing thing about this is that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your background is. I do not have a background in sales, and yet I'm learning a lot because it
Mhm.
teaches you everything you needed to know.
Yes.
So let me
Mhm.
just say hi to my. I have viewers, but I think they're just a bit quiet. But I have here Ismael from Hamilton.
Huh?
So hi Ismael, thank you for watching, and happy Easter to you guys, to the power couple. Hello, hello. And yeah, so just to carry on with that, so since you've started a business, what changed? So, yeah, so what's changed since you've started running this, learning and all that?
Yes. So I would say just my day to day. I wake up so excited. I wake up so happy just to keep learning more, to keep going. Even though I
Mm,
completed the training already, there's always
mm,
something new to learn. And obviously the extra income, has definitely been amazing. We have I've been going through some rough months. Last year when I was furloughed, I went back to work, and a couple of months after, I tested positive for COVID. My husband and I,
Oh,
yeah, so we had to be off work again. So I was off work for about almost a month and a half. So the extra income, definitely came in handy. My business never stopped running, so I was so blessed to have that extra, a plan B. Because, like you said
yes.
earlier, you never know when the storm is going to come hit us again. So I went back to work after, I was fine with after COVID. I went back to work, and a couple of months later, I had a knee injury. So
Oh,
I've been off work for 2 months already, and I plan to be back, in the next couple of weeks, hopefully soon. But having my business running, even when I'm not working, when I'm unable to walk, or when I was sick, that really has been a blessing for my family and I. Because, these months that I haven't been working, I, I wasn't getting paid. I used up all my vacation time and everything. So having this
mm,
side income really has helped us out a lot. So I think, everything happens for a reason. So this definitely has been a blessing. And, just being excited, I'm really excited that I
mm,
never imagined owning a business that when I'm 30 years old. That's something that my husband and I did want to do, open up our own business. But we saw that happening in years, maybe like when we were 40 or 50. But now, being a 30-year-old business owner, it's amazing. It's
mm.
a great, great feeling.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that is so true though, because as I've said, in the opening, for me, I wasn't really looking for this business. I didn't see it in the ad. My friend presented it to me, and it took me a while to actually really have a look at it
Uh-huh. Mhm.
before I watched the 90-minute webinar. It took me 3 months.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, so because I was so busy with my work, as I've said, I was in working for a government organization, and I feel like at that time, and the reason why I chose to work there, because I was offered two. So either you go to insurance or you work for a government organization when I was applying at that time. So I said,
Okay.
okay, I'm gonna work for a government organization because it's stable. That's the most stable
Yes.
employment I could get. And obviously for years and years, the society have always taught us that we finish studying, and then we find a stable job.
Mhm.
And that's the mindset, right? So for me, when it was presented to me, I wasn't really looking for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even thinking about plan B or anything, it's nothing. But even a few years before that, or maybe just a year before that, it's funny enough because my husband got redundant, but I said, I'm working in a government, I'm safe. So even if he doesn't have, he can just find another job, I'll be here still in
Yeah.
a government organization. And the reason why, because he worked at Sony. So Sony, as
Mhm.
like Blockbuster, like Civic videos, like back
Yes.
in the day, right? Like you have your DVDs, VHS, Blu-rays, and all that. But
Yes.
what made the company close its doors to those kinds? Because it went digital. You've got
Yeah.
Netflix, you now got
Mhm.
Disney, you now got all the other stuff that's going digital. And that's why he was there for a long time. And then suddenly he got redundant because there's no market anymore for DVDs, VHS, all these things, because it was
Mhm.
starting to go digital at that time. Imagine that. But for me, I was thinking, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. It's everything's going digital, but the government, I'll be here. I ain't going anywhere. So
Yeah.
and funny enough, obviously COVID came. And when COVID came, I was so busy even, and I said, still I'm still gonna be here. I'm going to probably have to make that decision if I wanted to stop. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like or you work until you retire. That's sort of like the mindset. And
Yes.
then what happened? My work decided to change technology. And then the technology affected us, affected my work, my team's work, because they were thinking, the people that are doing this now can be done by the new technology.
Yeah.
So it's really like funny how, the world is changing. But luckily, mid last year, I found, like when my friend presented, actually she presented it to me back in March, but I
Oh.
didn't take action until mid of last year, because when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, actually that makes sense. Although
Mhm.
I wasn't really looking for a business, but I said, actually, yeah, I don't know, maybe God gave me that, like it's really something like clarity of, I don't know if you call it clarity, but
Mhm.
something came to me and say, well, actually this makes sense, and this is something that I could do, and I could do it while I still have my job anyway. I can do it both ways. And little
Mhm.
did I know that by December of last year, job's gone.
Oh.
Never really for have foreseen it to happen that way. But we knew, sometimes technology can be a disadvantage or an advantage. But
Exactly.
in this business, technology is an advantage, because, as you've
Mhm.
said, had
Yeah.
it not been for this one, and you have gone through what you've gone through,
Mhm.
because the technology is running on the background, you're actually getting, the benefits of it. So it's
Yeah.
actually working on your favor.
Yes, yes, it really has been amazing. And even, on a day to day here at home, just being with my kids and being able to, run the business while being home with my kids, and when they go to sleep or when they're eating lunch, I'm able to, just respond to my business on my phone, on my laptop. So really, you can do it from anywhere, like we had said, right? But for me right now, I think home has definitely been my office, all this time. And I know that when I go back to work, the business is still going to keep running in the back end. I'm going to
Mm,
be able to, check my messages when I'm on lunch break or anything. So that's a great advantage of having a digital business, that everything's online. So you don't have to, um, like a traditional business where you have to have a store
yes.
to sell products. Now you don't have to go open up a store. You don't have to hire employees. You don't have to pay anybody to, to do anything for you because everything's online. So it's amazing.
Yeah. So that's really like the advantage of us
Mhm.
having that, which, we're all very grateful, and that's why we're here. We're sharing this, for whoever is, wanting a change. And the beauty of it is, like, it doesn't matter whether you're still working, because I
Mhm.
actually prefer that, you're working, you have multiple source of income,
Yes.
until such time that this business can actually, overtake that and be the main source of income,
Mhm.
right? So
Exactly.
you can do it alongside with, any other things that you're doing. So if you're employed, then up until now, then congratulations. Because a lot of people can't say that,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, because this is our business, we run it, at our convenience.
Yes.
So, and
Mhm.
that's the beauty of it. And I'm just gonna say hello to Cherry. Hi, Cherry. Happy Easter, and thanks for watching. Um, she's got a very beautiful home. I went to her house yesterday at her side of, of Auckland, and it's a beautiful place. It's absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
So
awesome.
thank you for watching. Yeah, so let's see. So my next question is, do you have any motto, saying, or quote that you live by? If you go through those times where, imagine that you've had COVID, you experienced that, and then you have the injury. Like those times when you're feeling down, do you have, that quote or saying that when you read it or you see it, it just pulls you out of it?
Yes, I do. So I'm a true believer that after the storm, the sun always shines. The sun will always come out after a storm. So, little things that have been happening to me, I always pray, and I'm always like, God, I know this is, happening for a reason, and the sun will always shine tomorrow. So that's the motto that I live by. And also, I love the quote where it says, in a dark world, be the light. Be the light to everybody around you. And
Mm.
what I love about this business is that we can help so many people. This business has helped a lot of us already, and we can continue to be helping people. So that's where, in my cover page and on my Facebook business page, I actually have the Be the Light from the Bible, and that
Mm.
quote is there on my cover page because that's what I really live by. Being that light to others, helping others in times that we never know what somebody's going through. So we always have to be that light to anybody. And no matter what I'm going through, I'm always going to have a smile on my face for everybody else. I'm always going to be there helping them. I'm always going to be available. And even if I'm, thrown in the couch, not being able to walk, I'm always willing
Mm.
to help people. So that's what I live by.
They're so beautiful. Be the light. That's so true though, because I think our business is yes, we can be the light to others to show them that there is an option.
Hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that I think feel stuck, like they're feeling stuck for whatever reason, but I certainly felt that way a few years back. Even if I felt at that time a stable job, but
Hmm.
because I don't know, it comes to a point where sometimes you feel stuck because you wanted to do more, but you just couldn't.
Yeah.
But this is really a blessing in disguise because this job, when you try and explore it and see what this is capable of,
Yeah.
and what the potential is, you'll really see that yes, there is hope. And then yes, you wanted it as well, not only for yourself, but to share it with others. And it's the paying it forward concept as well, right? Like you just don't want to keep it to yourself because it could have been an option and a light for others, and you're obviously, yeah, paying it forward so that others can experience the same, as what we are experiencing inside.
Yeah.
um
Mhm.
yeah, so that is really beautiful. So
Yeah.
is there any, oh, but I don't know if I can ask, but so how, I mean, this is kind of like outside the business, but I'm just a bit curious. So how was that experience when you had the COVID there? Because obviously in America, um it's it's quite well, I guess it depends on which place you are, but
Mhm.
I mean, it's, I wouldn't say very worse, but hey, every part of the world is experiencing it. But I just want to share, if you want to share, like,
Yeah.
how is that experience?
Yeah. So I I had it very well. It was really bad for the first week. I had all the symptoms, all the symptoms that they talk about. I had them. So I had them here.
Mm.
And my husband, he started with a few symptoms at first, but he was actually the one having more strength to, take care of the kids. We didn't want to take the kids anywhere since we knew
Mm.
that more than likely they had it too. We didn't, go take them we didn't take them to the doctor. We didn't get them tested or anything because our pediatrician said more than likely if you guys had it, they have it too. But we don't have to check them as long as they're okay. Don't bring them over to me. So thankfully, they only had fever for a little bit, and the next day they were fine. All three of them were completely fine, running around
Mm.
like kids. And for me, it was just about a week and a half that I had the symptoms really bad. And then
Mm.
after that, my husband, he started, feeling a little bit more down. Um, and he had some complications. I thankfully didn't have any complications afterwards, but he did have some complications. And even the doctors were surprised, because he's 30 years old, and we're like, we
Mm.
were really surprised how somebody so young could have complications afterwards. So he was actually out of work for 3 months because of the complications that he had. And right now he's still dealing with a little bit of the leftover complications, but he's getting much, much better. But it was scary for us,
Yeah,
because you hear about so many cases, but you really don't know how it's going to hit you personally. So
true.
thankfully for us, we were able to be here at home. All our friends and family were great. They would bring us food every day. They would
Mm.
be calling us and bringing us medicine and all these things. So we were really blessed to have that support, the community support that we needed at that time, because we really couldn't
Yeah,
go anywhere. We couldn't, even go to the pharmacy or nothing, because we didn't obviously want to spread it more. So we were just
yeah,
we were here, stuck at home for 3 months. So it really was, we were just lucky to get over it already. So it's been,
yes.
yeah, it was it was something I don't wish it upon anybody. So
Yeah, it's quite a, like an experience, I guess, because,
yes.
well, it's everywhere at the moment, but thank
Mhm.
God you guys pulled through it and you guys are all fine.
Yes,
Yeah, because you'll
thank
just never know,
you.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I just wanted to read this quote from Cherry. Obviously it's gonna sort of like cover our faces, but that's okay. So, amen. You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven.
Yes,
Thank you,
amen.
Cherry. Thank you for that.
Thank you. I love it.
Amen.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. And yeah, is there any parting words or advice to our viewers for today?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me here, Red. I really appreciate it. It's my first interview, so I was really
Yay.
happy. Was really happy to be invited. And this is really a blessing it has been a blessing for me. I know it has been a blessing for you and for so many of us in the community. And I definitely had to step out of my comfort zone to be able to do this, but just the support that we give each other as a community is amazing. So you're not alone. You're not alone starting your own business. It can be scary, to start your own business, to start something new, to leave
Mm,
that comfort zone that you have. It can be very scary, but just knowing that you have somebody there always available, for any questions, for any doubts. There's a community of, I don't know, I think we're almost at 80,000 people now, where we
yes,
help each other
yeah,
out. We want to help each other succeed. We want to help each other grow. And it's amazing to be part of this global community and just meeting new people, meeting you from all the other side of the world. I don't think I would have ever been able to do that if it wasn't for this business. So I really, really encourage everybody to at least, check out the webinar, the 90-minute webinar. It's complimentary, and see if this is something that you might be able to pursue yourself, and even if, you maybe not right now, but at least it's there in your mind. And, maybe in a couple of months, it might be something that you might be able to do, be able to want to take a look at. And Red is always here for any questions, and to be so we can keep being that light to others as well.
cool. Thank you. And I have posted your website down there as well. So, um, so
Thank you.
whoever is really wanting to connect with us, it's either me, my website is on top of the screen there, and then Sol's one is there at the bottom. So really, anyone who you want to connect, you can ask us anything. We can guide you through it. And yes, at the end of the day, it's free.
Mhm.
For that 90 minute webinar, and then it will give you an insight as well if this is something that you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
and if you reckon it makes sense, then you go to the next step. You still have the time to do your due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it's gonna be shoved, on your throat and let you, force you to swallow it. No,
Yes.
because ultimately it will be your decision.
Mm-hmm.
It will just really depend on you, on how strong your desire is to change your life,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, for the better. So, there's no harm in exploring.
No.
Definitely no harm. And that's why we're here, and we're brave to, to show our faces and discuss this, because, this is legit.
Yes.
We're not ashamed of it. It's not like, it's not a scam. I mean, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, don't take our word for it. You do your own research and make a decision yourself.
Yes.
So thank you very
Thank
much, Sol, for agreeing to actually guest on my page. And thank you. You did really well, even if it's your first interview. I'm so happy because I've got a few people as
you.
well that have started their interviews on my page, and I'm so happy if I can provide as well the platform, for you guys to share your story, because every story of ours is unique, and
Yes.
I believe that people will connect to our story somehow. Whoever is going to watch us. Yeah. So
Yes.
thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you,
So,
Ray.
yes, you're very welcome. And I must say, I always see Saul, and I did approach her and said, hey, can I invite you to guest on my on my episodes? And she just said yes. But this is the beauty of the business, right? We get connected to the people that we never thought we would ever. And imagine that you're in Texas. I've never been in the US or any Western country, but here we are, connected.
Yes, I just
And
feel like you're right in front of me here across my dining room table.
exactly. And then again, I love it because, again, this is a new friendship that we're starting. And, our it's not just the community that we are actually expanding, but it's the people we connect to, and then the friendship that we could have for life, because this business is for life, people.
It is. Yes.
Yeah. So
Rev, thank you so much. I really loved it, and I really appreciate everything you do also with your interviews, and I'm sure it has helped a lot of people. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you very much. And for you guys that are still watching with us, thank you very much. And until next time with Conversations with Red, bye
Thank
everyone. Happy Easter. Happy
you.
Easter.
God bless.